Allison's asking what advice you have for parents of older toddlers who are starting to communicate and their sleep tantrums, waking up occasionally in the middle of the night or refusing to go to sleep in the first place, are getting to the point of screaming at the top of their lungs, asking for mom and dad. Oh my God, my sister was dealing with this as well. Is there any recommendations for kids who are starting to be more expressive and are communicating that they don't want to go to sleep?
Of course. Yeah. How old is the child?
He'll be 2 in a month.
Okay. So, and is he in a crib still, or is he in a bed?
He is still in a crib.
Good. Keep him there as long as you can.
Okay.
I was going to cry if you said he was in a bed. We've actually had a lot of those lately. And it's really challenging to transition a child out of a crib any sooner than age 3 because developmentally they don't understand why they need to be in there, in their bed or their room. So that can be a challenge. So what is his current schedule looking like?
So current schedule, he still takes 2 naps during the day. So like one at some point in the morning, probably around 10 or 11, and then another one in the afternoon around 3 or 4ish. And then he is going to bed 7:38.
Okay. And then protesting bedtime or protesting both?
He does not protest the morning one. The morning one, he's usually independently will grab his blanket and go. And then I can put him in the crib and he'll fall asleep on his own. But the afternoon one, when he's clearly a lot more tired, I think, than the morning one, is when he'll protest. And then nighttime as well. Sometimes he'll like go willingly, but then wake up maybe a half hour later. And then that's when the screaming happens.
How long are his naps?
Anywhere from an hour to 2 hours.
Both of them?
If the morning one happens at 2 hours and the afternoon one will be an hour.
Okay.
So throughout the day, he'll have like 3 hours of sleeping. And it's always usually spread out between one longer nap and one shorter one.
Okay. So he needs to move to 1 nap.
Okay.
That happens, like the latest we like to see that is 18 months. So he's overdue for that, which is, it's not, so it's whenever it's time to switch, usually they're still tired in the morning. And then afternoon becomes a struggle because you're making this switch. So what I typically do is, what I would recommend here is that I would get him down for his nap at, so whenever I start people at 11, and then I slowly move the nap to begin sometime between 12 and 1 p.m.
Okay.
And then, so part of the problem with bedtime is that it's way too soon. Like that second nap is way, way, way late in the day. And then, then bedtime is actually really soon after that. So there's the sleep drive isn't there. So, so what I would say is you get him down for that nap at, say, let's get him down at 11. He wakes up at 1. What you do then, instead of offering that nap, you get him down for a really early bedtime temporarily. So I would, if this was like one of my clients, I would say like 5:30, 6 p.m. I'd be doing bedtime. He should fall asleep pretty easily at that point. You just have to get him through that 3 or 4 o'clock time. And, it's a good time to sort of get outside or, try something, give him a good snack, things like that, sort of distract him a bit. But certainly he's definitely way old for 2 naps. And I think that's disturbing. The bedtime situation, the reason why he's protesting the second nap is because he doesn't actually so he's tired, but he doesn't actually need the nap. So we just need to shift his sleep toward the middle of the day to 1 nap, back up his bedtime temporarily, slowly push the 1 nap to happen somewhere between 12 and 1. And then bedtime for now, I would just do it really early, 5:30 or 6. And then generally speaking, at that age, I'm putting kids to bed somewhere around 4.5 hours after they wake up from their nap. So say you get to like a 1 o'clock nap, he wakes at 3, you're looking at a 7:30 bedtime again.
Okay.
But I think that's likely. And I would avoid 3 hours of sleep during the day. I would, the goal for one nap is 90 minutes minimum. So I would start with 2 or 2.5 hours if he gets to that point, and then that should start to improve the protesting at bedtime as well.
Okay. And then for like when he is protesting and communicating that he wants to leave and not go to bed, should we be doing the method of waiting a certain amount of time before going in? Should I be responding to him immediately and saying, no, you have to go to bed?
So what you want to do, usually at this age, what you're dealing with is a power struggle. So
yes.
Yeah. Well, at any age, really, it's a power struggle.
I was thinking that.
Yes, my 5.5-year-old, it's a power struggle. So I would say you have to figure out what's best for him. If you feel like he's feeling like he needs you there, then I would think about that camping out method that I talked about a little bit earlier. Or, some kids are just really annoyed that you're in there and not giving them what they want. So in that case, I would definitely do checks. When you do your check, don't turn any lights on, make it really boring. It's time for sleep, less than 30 to 60 seconds, and then exit the room. And if you stay consistent with that for a few nights, you should start to see progress within a couple of nights. The first night is usually the hardest. But I think if you adjust his schedule, it'll be a lot less challenging.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.